Junior high is God's little joke on teenagers, especially a me teenager. Fat, frizzy-haired, and with the money my father made off the 2 jobs, butcher and a postal sorter with the help of some welfare counter potatoes, didn't allow for the mandatory hip junior high clothes. Although I had big thighs and hair like frayed wire, I did have a great personality. And when I turned 16, I discovered my boobs. So did Maurice. Maurice drove around in his uncle's dry cleaner's van that you can still spot cruising around San Diego to this very day. I knew somewhere inside that Maurice didn't deserve me or the person I was soon to discover I was. My best friend was LaVon. LaVon was beautiful, but because she had a strict mom and I was the good girl, her mom would only let her hang out with or go out with me. LaVon had green eyes and long brown hair, and although she was white, it didn't take me until years later to realize her mom had named her a black girl's name. Huh. LaVon liked me because I was fun and funny. We would make prank phone calls till we choked from laughter, some fun, some really mean. We jumped into some strange guy's car on a dare. We shoplifted C's candy. We had a blast. LaVon and I were in 10th grade, but because she was dating Doug, who looked like James Taylor and was older than us, one night we got invited to a party with the juniors and the seniors. I ironed the shit out of my steel wool hair, and I grabbed my Costless Imports Indian printed halter dress. Yep, my boobs were here, and I was going to introduce them to the 12th grade boys. The party was at somebody's mom's ugly San Diego apartment complex. We walked in. Well, my boobs walked in first, chugging out of our Boone's Farm and Annie Green Springs cheap sugar wine. It was smoky and loud. Black Sabbath's Electric Funeral blared. LaVon found Doug, and after a flirty batting of her repressed girl eyes, they were off making out on the orange beanbag chair in the corner. Maurice de Mayo, I did not make this name up, started walking my direction. Maurice was a popular senior. He was most known for 2 things. 1, his huge Jew fro, and 2, the fact that he drove around in his uncle's dry cleaning van with De Mayo dry cleaners printed proudly on both sides. If you could see past the fro, he was kind of cute. He had large French-like features and a sexy smile. As he walked, I saw him scanning the room. Most of the cute senior and junior girls were already coupled up with guys, making out, dancing, or puking. Me and my D's were just standing in the doorway. I was forcing down this wine I pretended to actually like. I guess he figured this fat 10th grader with questionable hair might be an option. He walked up to me in my rack. I seriously could not believe it. This was the guy that dated Maxie, the stoner cute, phantom-like cool girl that was way out of my league. It was insane. Maurice came over and talked to me, and it was almost hilarious. He did that thing where he starts talking and looking in my eyes, and he ends the sentence staring at my boobs. Want to go for a ride? In the van? I said. Yep. We got in despite the fact that I had to do an embarrassing hike up with both my hands to get my short legs into the seat. I tried to mask it with a high-pitched, "Wow, this is cool," as I hauled my ass into the car. He pushed in an 8-track of 3 Dog Night. 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. And we started driving and talking. I thought, wow, this guy's actually talking and listening to me. What? Then we pulled into a driveway and we drove into the empty parking lot of a Kmart on El Cajon Boulevard. He had his hand on my thigh and was tapping out the rhythm of the song. He turned off the engine and lunged in to kiss me. I could not believe we were making out. He was smashing my mouth and jabbing his tongue in. It was weird, but all I could think about was getting back to that party and telling LaVon I made out with Maurice de Mayo. He kept wet kissing me when he lifted his whole body on top of mine. He was hugging and pushing on me and groping at my breasts, which were now way free of the halter. He felt sweaty and hot, and he smelled like grass monkey. I kind of enjoyed the kissing and the boob stuff, but now his whole body was on top of mine. Hard. I was squashed in the passenger seat. I couldn't even kiss anymore. I tried to find an empty airspace to breathe. He was heavy, humping on me, and then he started to lift my dress up. Then it all came to me in a flash. This was it. This was it. I was going to lose my virginity in the back of a cleaner's van in the empty parking lot of the Kmart to a guy with hair that was bigger than his head who didn't even know my name. Stop, I said. I don't want to do this. Stop. No, he said. Stop, I said. It's too late, he screamed at me. I will never forget that phrase. It's too late. I didn't know. Was I unaware? Was there some physical limit that boys had that made them incapable to stop? Was I going to break something in his insides? A muscle that once they started humping and kissing on a sweaty fat girl would just paralyze him for life? It's too late. He shoved his Levi crotch on top of my underwear. No, I said, and in a moment of brilliant clarity, I reached over to my side of the van door and opened the door. Maurice just dropped, fell into the wet cement block floor, and he rolled. When we drove home, he never said anything to me. We got back to the party. I reached for the van door, my savior, and got out. I walked in, got Levon, a tab, and a bag of Lay's barbecue potato chips, and I walked home.